Spring arrived like an old friend, bringing warmth to the weary town of Willow Creek. The once barren trees stretched their arms, budding with fresh green, and the air hummed with the gentle symphony of birds and bees. It was a season of renewal, a time when nature reminded people that even after the harshest winters, life could begin again. For Sarah, spring had always been just another season. She had never paid much attention to the blooming flowers, or the way the world seemed to shake off its slumber. But this year was different. This year, Sarah felt like winter had settled into her heart, and she wasn't sure if she would ever thaw. A year ago, she had been at the top of her world, a thriving business, a happy family, and a sense of purpose that made every day exciting. Then, in the span of months, everything unraveled. Her business failed, debts piled up, and the weight of disappointment settled heavily on her shoulders. She had disappointed herself, her family, and everyone who had believed in her. She felt like she had let everyone down, and now, even as the world around her was coming to life, she felt stuck in the cold shadows of her past mistakes. One day, while walking through the town park, Sarah noticed an old man sitting on a wooden bench beneath a cherry blossom tree. His name was Mr. Thompson, a retired teacher who had lived in Willow Creek for decades. He was known for his wisdom and kindness, always ready with a story that carried a lesson. "You look troubled," he said, smiling kindly. Sarah hesitated before sitting beside him. "I feel like I failed," she admitted. "Everything I worked for is gone. I don't know how to start over." Mr. Thompson nodded, watching the petals drift in the breeze. "Do you know why trees shed their leaves in winter?" he asked. Sarah frowned. "Because it's too cold to keep them." "In a way, yes," he said. "Trees shed their leaves to survive. If they held onto them, the weight of snow and ice would break their branches. Letting go isn't a sign of weakness, it's a strategy for survival. And in spring, they don't just grow back the same leaves, they grow new ones, fresh and full of life." Sarah sat in silence, letting his words sink in. She had been holding onto her past mistakes, carrying their weight like snow-laden branches. What if, instead of seeing failure as an end, she saw it as a shedding, a necessary step for new growth? That evening, she went home and pulled out an old notebook. She began writing ideas, not just about reviving her business, but about something new, something different. She realized she didn't have to return to who she was before. She could become someone new, someone stronger and wiser. Spring moved forward, and so did Sarah. She started small, offering online workshops to share what she had learned from her failures. People responded, not just to her knowledge, but to her honesty. They saw their own struggles reflected in her story. What she thought was the end had only been a turning point. Months passed, and as some arrived, so did new opportunities. Sarah found herself busier than ever, but this time, with a different mindset. She no longer feared failure. She understood it was just part of growth. Like the trees in spring, she was learning to bloom again, in a way she never had before. And so, the lesson of the season became clear: spring isn't just about starting over. It's about growing back differently. It's about embracing the chance to become something new, something stronger. Sometimes, losing everything isn't the end. Sometimes, it's just nature's way of making room for something better.